My mom thought she was allergic to eggs.
I was terrified. I was pregnant with you, and I had a headache, and I took some aspirin, and I ended up in the emergency room with a bad reaction. I was allergic to tartrazine, orange and yellow food dye, instead of eggs, which is what I was told all my life.
When I was growing up, we had to check the ingredients on everything. I mean everything. We'd walk down the aisles of the grocery store and we'd flip over cardboard boxes and we'd peel up plastic flaps just to read all the tiny ingredients in every fine print every single time.
I couldn't believe how many foods had it in it. It was always labeled yellow food dye 5, sometimes caramel color, and sometimes just color. But tartrazine's a chemical, it's a chemical additive. In the 80s, it was in cheeses, it was in mustard, it was in a lot of foods. I used to actually pick yellow and orange foods and avoid even green colors for candies and cookies and other foods.
As any combination of orange or yellow in a product would cause a reaction. What happens when you have a bad reaction, Mom?
I feel like I have ants crawling all over my body. And it's so bad, sometimes I have to go to the kitchen and get the noodle strainer and I, reach down and I scratch hard to reach places. Yeah, I get itchy, I get raised hives, I get shortness of breath, an itchy throat, and I have to carry an EpiPen when I travel because it can be very serious.
Some scientists have linked tartrazine to behavioral issues, asthma, skin rashes, and ADHD symptoms. I wonder if that's why I've struggled with asthma my whole life. Its chemical name is trisodium 5-oxo 1,4-sulfonatophenyl, 4-sulfonatophenyl, diazenyl, 4-H, pyrazole, 3-carboxylate. It's derived from coal tar, hence its lovely name.
So some of the foods that I miss a lot are balsamic vinegar, popcorn at the movie theater with butter on it. Oh my God, I miss that horribly. Iced tea, a lot of snack foods, a lot of soda pops have food dye, and almost all the colas have tartrazine in them. And they don't list the ingredients on some wines, and I have had reaction to drinking red and white wine. And things like mustard and butter before they started using more natural dyes in them.
Natural dyes like turmeric and carotene.
So if you're allergic to tartrazine, you're also allergic to bath oils and shampoos, conditioners and creams, and medications as well. I often have to talk to the pharmacist to make sure there's no tartrazine in some of the prescription medications that I get. If you're allergic to tartrazine, almost always allergic to aspirin, acetylsalicylic acid.
This is why countries like Switzerland, Sweden, and Norway have withdrawn tartrazine on the grounds of its anaphylactic potential. Like, it can cause your throat to swell up if you have products that contain it. It's used widely in North America and around the world in food, cosmetics, and prescription drugs.
They do seem to be adding less artificial dyes to foods now and more natural dyes, though.
And why do you think that is?
I think because people want healthier foods, although it might be a fad. I think you guys did have it pretty good because we had to make so many of the foods from scratch, and I think that taught you a lot.
And for that, Mom, I'm grateful.